Thank you. So I too want to thank our Majority Leader, Chuck Schumer, thank Gary Peters, and the whole DSCC team did an incredible job. And to my colleagues, congratulations, congratulations. And I know the tough fights that you undertook in your states. You know, holding the Senate majority was critical for the people of Nevada as well. When I was first running for the Senate, one of the top things I heard from Nevadans was a high price of prescription drugs. And I'll never forget it. I was in Carson City, running the first time. I was with a group of seniors, and they looked at me and they said, "We've got to do something about these high cost prescription drugs." And they said, "We know you were the Attorney General. We know what you did, holding the big banks accountable. We know you will go to Washington, prosecute this case, and address this issue." And I was able to go back and say to them, "We did it. We did it. We focused on issues that mattered to so many Americans, including Nevadans, not just the high cost of prescription drugs, but capping the cost of insulin, making sure we're doing everything we can to address our out-of-pocket costs." And that was just one of many things I was able to go back to my state to talk about. You know, I will say the issue of Roe versus Wade was just as important in Nevada. Nevada is a proud pro-choice state, and voters in 1990 voted to codify Roe versus Wade. But that did, to them, it was about not only preserving that in the state of Nevada, but fighting for it for so many women across the country. So when Dobbs happened and the United States Supreme Court repealed Roe versus Wade, there was an outrage in the state of Nevada. And it wasn't just Democrats, it was Republicans, it was nonpartisans, and it wasn't just women, it was men. I was hearing all over the state from so many Nevadans that were just upset. It mattered to them. It mattered to them that we do something about it. And we elect people who are going to protect women's reproductive freedom. So, you know, there was a lot of talk that, oh, don't worry, Nevada, it's settled law, it's protected, so you don't have to worry about that in this election. I'm telling you, Nevada didn't matter, because they know I had been talking about a federal abortion ban that my Republican colleagues were going to try to introduce that would preempt our state law, and then Lindsey Graham introduced it. And so it mattered to Nevadans. They saw what was going to happen long term, and so for them it was important to stand up. It is also important to recognize that as I was on talking to Nevadans, and like Maggie, I do believe you got to show up and go to where they are. Nevada's a 24/7 town. We have 3 shifts. I was at those shifts, meeting so many Nevadans and talking to them and listening to them about the issues that matter to them. And I will tell you, they're also concerned. Remember, our working class, majority of Nevada's working class are in Southern Nevada. I know it well because that's my family. I grew up in that industry. And their retirement, quite often, is Social Security and Medicare. So when they're hearing Republicans are out there talking about if they take the majority, they're going to sunset that or they're going to cut it, it makes a difference. There's work to be done. There's no doubt about it. We have to continue the work that we have already started in lowering costs. High cost of gas, we have one of the highest in Nevada, next to California. Housing costs are still unaffordable. But there's work, and we have ideas and solutions about how to get it done. And we're not afraid to take on big oil to bring them to the table to work with us. That's what it's about when you have a Democratic majority that is focused on Nevadans, but focused on this country and ensuring that nobody gets left behind. Nobody. And I will tell you, this weekend I was proud because I had the support of so many people across the state, Republicans, Democrats, nonpartisans, so many people. I was at a Latina-owned Mexican restaurant, and there was a celebration because they had worked so hard and had come out to help me get reelected. And I was walking through, thanking everyone and talking with them, and a Latina came up to me and she whispered in my ear, she said, "I want you to know, I'm a Republican, but I know that you know who we are and that you will fight for us and our families and our future." And I say that to you because there were so many across Nevada just like that had the courage even to come forward and support what I know and we know is that when we work on behalf of people in this country to solve problems and not create them, we can move forward. so that really nobody is left behind in this country. And so I am so pleased to join my colleagues here, and thank you all again. And now I get to turn this over to another fighter I know so well because he is my neighbor in the state. We watch what happens in Arizona very closely in Nevada, and so pleased that he was reelected, Senator Mark Kelly.